WeatherScope.
Another massive storm system covers much of the eastern U.S. this evening, bringing cold rain to most areas, but peppering the Northeast with snow and ice. Hello, everyone. I'm Warren Madden. Also getting our attention at this hour, the wet weather in California. But we'll begin with the big storm in the east. Here's Jeff Morrow with an update from the Forecast Center.
Okay, Warren, and indeed we have pretty much what we thought we'd have last night. All this moisture from the south overrunning a cold dome of air in place in the northeast, and we're getting the layer cake effect to the south and along the coast. It is rain, and we get a layer of freezing rain a little bit farther north, and if you head far enough into northern New England, upstate New York, you get into some snow. So it's all there, and the ice in particular is going to lead to some very treacherous travel. Let's show you what we're talking about. And notice how this southern precipitation kind of joins up with the northern batch. That's the snow up here to the north. So again, anywhere from about, roughly speaking, there on south, this is all rain, including places like Philadelphia and New York and even up to Boston. But anywhere north of there, you get into the freezing rain and you get into the snow. So again, for some areas, it is going to be very treacherous travel as we head on through the overnight hours and maybe into the morning rush tomorrow. Now, covering this storm, we have two live crews, one in Worcester, Massachusetts. That's Kristen Dodd. But first, we're going to go to Mike Seidel, and he is in New Jersey, right there near the George Washington Bridge. And Mike, all liquid where you are right now.
It is. It's all rain. Temperatures continue to climb very slowly, now up to 38 here at the Fort Washington, or the Fort Lee area at the George Washington Bridge. Over at JFK now, with delays of up to 30 minutes, temperatures now in the mid-40s, compliments of the wind coming in off the Atlantic, which is running warmer than average so far this winter. Something we've noticed, though, in the past couple of hours, the wind has been picking up from the east to northeast. We've had a gust here about 22 miles an hour, and that wind will be a problem tomorrow, especially out there in northwest Jersey, going up through the lower Hudson Valley and out there in northern Connecticut, because that's where the ice storm continues tonight into tomorrow morning. So you're going to have to be concerned about trees and power lines picking up ice and maybe some power outages. Here at the GW Bridge tonight, though, traffic is moving very smoothly, no problems. It's all rain, no ice at this point. However, tomorrow afternoon, as some colder air comes in up there where the precipitation is manufactured, there may actually be some snow even here and into New York City. But again, tomorrow morning's rush hour looking fine in the boroughs and near the coast and out on Long Island, but back in the interior, watch the bridges and overpasses as the ice continues. Further north, though, it's a mixed bag of frozen wintry precip causing problems tonight. Let's get the update now from Worcester, Mass. Here's Kristen Dodd.
That's right, Mike. We have seen a little bit of everything just in the past several minutes. Before, we did have some freezing rain and sleet and snow. At about 6 after the top of the hour, it was all snow, and now we're kind of back into the mix of things. You can see what has been happening, though, here in the parking lot as we have been getting kind of that dusting the past half hour, where we have seen the cars pull away, and we did have kind of a blank area in the snowfall. That now has been covered over, so we're seeing it begin to accumulate. Also on the car windows, this is where we're also seeing it begin to accumulate, but see, it's freezing once it's hitting some of these windshields, and so you're going to have to use that scraper as you're heading out for tonight, because it's definitely going to be a mess. We're still seeing the slick spots on the roadways. The salt and sand trucks are out here in Worcester. The current temperature is 19 degrees. Over in Boston, 50 miles from here, the temperature is at 35, and in the past hour it has now started to rain there. And as long as that temperature stays above that freezing point, it looks like it will be all rain, especially to the south of the city. Also windy along the coast there at Chatham. They have had gusts up to about 25 miles an hour. Back to you in the studio.
All right, we just got some new information in, Kristen. It's actually started to snow there at Boston's Logan Airport, too, so the temperature is dropping there as well. Okay, thanks, Kristen. We'll be back to you in about a half an hour from now, so try to stay warm. That was Kristen Dodd in Worcester, Massachusetts. Joining me now is Kevin Roth here in the Forecast Center. Kevin, again, new information. When that precipitation starts to come in and come down a little harder, temperature drops.
It does initially because we had that dry air in place, and when the temperature was up around 36, and when the snow came in, went down to 34. So it may not stick, but it certainly is snowing now in Boston.
I'm sure in some of the northern western suburbs it is starting to stick, like where Kristen is out there at Worcester. Okay, let's go ahead and show the folks, first of all, the setup here. And again, it is the old layer cake effect where we have the green as rain to the south, and we have this little batch of orange in between, and far enough to the north we have some snow.
And the snow actually is a good news this time, because up in here is where we were talking about the massive problems from before with the icing up across northern New England into Maine, and the snow now won't add to that problem. It'll add to commuting, but the problems. But as far as the icing goes, no big deal up there this time.
Okay, now where Mike was, right out here, just across from New York City, what might he expect in the 5 boroughs and where Mike is?
Overnight, temperatures are probably going to hold steady in the upper 30s to lower 40s and continue to rain. We do have that rain shield coming all the way up. We have low pressure right now, just about even with Atlantic City, and that'll be tracking off to the northeast. Once that low goes by, though, it's going to tap some of this colder air that we've been showing all night and bring it back in, so that during the day tomorrow it may go back over to snow, but at least for the morning commute, it looks fine.
Okay, this all looks really nasty, but again, from about Boston right through about Hartford here, through northern Jersey, and then basically down to about like that. Anywhere north of that line, it is below 32 degrees, and anywhere